course.
WSIC weather, sunny with a high of 92 this afternoon. Tonight will be clear with a low of 70. Sunny and hot Friday with a high of 98 and a heat index at 106. Sunshine returns for Saturday with a high of 96. Mike Jackson, WSIC News.
Purple Heart Homes presents Putting the Pieces Back Together, a forum for veterans and the community to connect. Here are your hosts, veterans John Gallina and Brad Borders.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. We are glad to have you tuning in with us today. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but Brad is in studio with me, and I've got the devil dog has jumped over here in his seat.
It says I'm Brad Borders, right. If y'all are watching on Facebook, you should go back and look. It says I'm Brad Borders right here below.
You, sir,
me.
are definitely not Brad Borders. No matter how long that beard gets, you are not Brad Borders.
I mean, I could be. Well, so, I can tell I'm not Brad Borders because these headphones, they do not fit. Can you see how
it's probably because one earphone is upside down.
Is it really?
Earphone, earmuff? What do you
well, as I've always saying, I'm not very bright, John.
Are you saying Marines aren't very bright?
No, I'm saying
just
this Marine
bright
isn't
crayons.
very bright. Oh, well, I think the brighter the crayon you eat, the smarter you are. Is that a good theory?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I always heard that you had to eat your greens. Eat carrots to see further. Have good eyesight. Eat apples to keep the doctor away. I don't think crayons is one of those sayings.
No. Well, we eat our steaks 8 inches thick. I don't know if you ever heard that cadence.
I have not. I'm not sure that's allowed to be said on the airways.
What?
No cadences on the airways.
No cadences on the airways?
Yeah.
I thought I could sing a cadence.
Yeah,
Would y'all allow me to do that?
Brad, these mics are live. So, what's going on new at Purple Heart Homes? What you been up to lately?
Oh my gosh! Did you know they sent me to Houston?
Sent you to Houston?
Yeah, on an airplane. Yeah. I don't know. I was.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like Houston, we have a problem, like sending you into space.
Well, so my understanding was there was a board retreat last week where our board comes together and decides what we're going to do, and I was all excited about meeting the board, and then I was told that I'm going to Houston.
Yeah, I recall that. I recall that conversation now.
That seems a little planned.
It was very planned. It was planned. Oh, no, now Brad's stepping into Devin's seat. We got musical chairs going
Nobody
on
puts
over
baby
here.
in a corner. I've been put in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Did you get a hold of our guest?
Odd. Yes, I did.
Okay.
It'll be a delay, so talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Well, Devin certainly has no problem talking to himself.
So I need to give everybody an update about Veterans Treatment Court, if that's
please
okay,
do.
if we've got a minute to do that. And so for those that tuned in last week, we had our DA, Sarah Kirkman, and Assistant DA, Carrie Nitsu, and Veterans Treatment Court Coordinator, Kyle Going, and Dave Childers on here last week. And so what is starting next month is September the 14th is a new initiative within Iredell County called Veterans Treatment Court, which is and what we call a restorative approach to justice versus adversarial. Our first court date is gonna take place. We have at least 3 veterans that are have some entanglements with the justice system. All of their charges are somehow related or connected to substance abuse issues, and so we're really excited about the start of this thing. And so if you are a veteran and you're interested in being a mentor in that program over the course of the next few years, please reach out to us at Purple Heart Homes. You can call us at 704-838-4044. And we will be glad to take your call and talk to you about that. So,
that's really great. It's such a really cool program, and what's happening to be able to help these veterans and getting them back on the right track. Just so thrilled that Iredell County, the support just across the county. From the commissioners to the county manager to the county district attorney has been second to none. All the staff at the DA's office has been great. You can really tell that they all care about their veterans and they want to see them be able to really be able to reintegrate and to be successful, and not to ignore the aspect of paying restitution, but to be able to lead productive lives is just fantastic.
Absolutely, and so that's one of those things that all our veterans, they served our country, and sometimes they come back with things that we can't see, injuries and such, and we as a society need to help them reintegrate, because it's not easy. Not easy for everyone.
Well, not only is it not easy, but crayons melt in your pocket.
That is
so
true.
Just because
They
we
do
can't
melt in
see
your
them doesn't mean we don't know that you didn't have them.
Oh my!
Yeah. So we're trying to come up with a motto for Veterans Treatment Court, and so every treatment court has its own motto, like I don't know, victory together, that kind of thing. So what I'd like to do is, like, if you are watching via Facebook or you're listening, and you've got an idea for a motto. This was told to me by the DA herself, Sarah Kirkman, just not an hour and a half ago. Hey, get on your radio program and solicit ideas for a slogan, for Veterans Treatment Court. I came up with a couple ones. We've got the ones that I really like was.
No, wait a minute.
This
Jeff.
is an example.
Let's not give any good ideas away.
Okay.
Let's give putting the pieces back together hat or T-shirt.
Ooh,
to whoever comes up and contacts us with a slogan idea.
All right, if you come up with a slogan idea and it's selected, you will get. Let's go with the hat, but if you don't like hats, we'll get you a T-shirt.
I think that's great. And how do people let us know that they've got a slogan idea?
Okay, so first of all, if you're on Facebook, you can put that in the comments. Like, this is my idea for a slogan for Veterans Treatment Court, or you can email us. You can email us at Purple Heart Homes at info@phhusa.org.
I think that's great.
That's
Brad,
awesome.
There's some other needs that you and I have been talking about today for Veteran Treatment Court. While this grant provides the basic structure for the overall program itself, there's other needs from a funding perspective.
Yeah, that's true.
To be able to provide some incentives and some support and things of that nature for some of these veterans that are coming through. And how could people get engaged and support that effort?
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody loves a reward for when you achieve something, and the program has 4 phases in it, and so when they let's say a veteran has been having trouble with substance abuse, right, and we want to celebrate achievement, and so 100 days clean, right, drug tested, and all of that for 100 days, clean and sober for 100 days. We want to be able to celebrate that with them by providing incentives. The unfortunate part about, we got this amazing grant from the Department of Justice, but the grant will not cover stuff like that, won't cover incentives in the program, right? And so we're going to need to fundraise for that. And so if anybody's interested in, donating to that, they can reach out to us at Purple Heart Homes because we'll be working with the treatment court to facilitate donations. But if you've got if you want to donate a bag of goodies, right, like some candy bars or something,
yeah.
I think we're going to use candy bars as incentive, or at some point it's going to be stuff like a small Walmart gift card, a $20 gift card or something like that they can use to go get things that they need. It will be those gift cards will be restricted from buying anything that would jeopardize their standing with the treatment court.
Sure, groceries and toiletries kind of thing. Yeah.
But the other thing that we do, we got a minute left till break, but the other thing that we do is that when a new veteran comes into the court, we celebrate that fact. And in the courtroom, we'll have all the service flags. And so we're looking at having every branch of service represented, American flag, right, obviously a North Carolina flag, and celebrate that. And each veteran's going to recite the Veterans Creed. Did you know that there's a Veterans Creed?
I did, but we don't have time for you to tell us that just yet. We do have now a positive Zoom connection, and we have our guest. We've got Kevin Jameson from Tinker Federal Credit Union on the line. We will be right back after this short break. We're going to hear from Kevin and all the great things that he's doing out in Oklahoma and all across the country to help support our veterans. So stay tuned and hear a word from Kevin. Be right back.
Awesome.
More putting the pieces back together.
All right. So now that we are going to get back live here on Facebook, we're getting musical chairs in action going here. We got Devin going where he's supposed to in the corner. Devin belongs in the corner.
That's just because you don't want to sit next to me. It's hard to look good sitting next to me. I mean,
You do
look
smell.
at this
You
face.
smell. You smell. You smell.
I smell?
Yeah.
You smell
Wow,
like
I thought I was
smell like-
fragrant.
You
smell like Crayola.
You smell things.
Crayola.
well, yeah. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We are doing great. Great to have you on the show. Sorry about that little bit of technical difficulty there. It's strange every time.
Live radio.
Every time I seem to be going on Zoom here lately, it's like Zoom update required.
Yes.
30 seconds, and the little ticker starts going off, and then the next thing you
That's
know,
my meeting.
3 minutes later, it finally says, "Okay, you can sign in," but you got to input you got to manually input your sign-in information, right?
Correct.
And then I got to find the password. It takes me 10 minutes to get into Zoom. My meeting's halfway over, and it's like, well, it wasn't really my fault. It's like, okay, we don't need no more excuses, John.
That's right.
So, Kevin, great to have you on the show. It's really great having you come visit us here. I know really jazzed up the production team getting to meet you in person, and hope you had a good flight back out to Oklahoma.
Oh, it was a great flight back out to Oklahoma. I mean, I won't say it's always a pleasure leaving North Carolina, but I was in the Marines 20 years.
Hoorah.
So, do you make the annual trip out to go stand on the yellow footprints?
Oh, no, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay. Anymore. So you've done that at some point in your life.
Oh, yeah, definitely. My dad was a Marine, and my brother's a Marine, so it's kind of a doom and gloom situation there.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's right. That's
awesome.
right.
Oh, that's got to be a loud family reunion right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
absolutely.
great.
Kevin, so we've got about a minute, maybe 45 seconds before we come back from break, and when we do, we'll do another introduction with you. But are you familiar with Veteran Treatment Court? Do they have Veteran Treatment Courts
yeah.
there in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I funded the coins for it.
Oh, very
No
cool.
kidding.
That's a great.
Yeah,
you know
and
what?
and in my work with homeless veterans, I worked at the Veterans Treatment Court in Kansas City as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
Now, Kansas City, is that where Veteran Treatment Court originated?
No, it originated in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a brainchild of a judge up there, actually. So,
It's a great, I mean, you talk about a game changer for veterans. I love it.
yeah, it is absolutely a game changer. Yeah, we're really excited because we're just like on the cusp of it. Our first court is going to be next month, and so we're.
Congratulations.
Yeah, a lot of energy, a
20
lot of
seconds.
excitement about it, and we don't know what we're doing, so that's awesome.
Well, Brad
10
doesn't know
seconds,
what he's
mic's
doing.
going
The
off.
DA knows what she's doing.
Yeah, that's,
Well, that's
Mic's
true.
off.
I am surrounded by professionals. I like to tell people this, but I'm probably not the guy. But
WSIC.
welcome back to putting I got
Back
shut
together,
Off. I got
presented-
shut off.
You did get
Yeah,
shut
it's
off.
like it's like
Your
the shepherd's
mic got
crook.
shut off, but you continued talking.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
he
Well, I
did
couldn't
not
hear
get shut
anything.
off. Yeah, he was still going.
I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I just keep going and
Oh, my
going and
gosh.
going. So, awesome.
I
Well,
think
I'm
that was
glad
my
that's
favorite
over.
part of the show so far.
Yeah.
All right. So
You want me to
chat-
continue?
let's put a pin in the last
You won't come
conversation.
back to it. You
And
won't come
we will come back to it. I promise. We were in the break there live on Facebook. We were talking about Veteran Treatment Court. We'll talk more about that in a few moments. Right now, let's get to our guest, Kevin Jamison from Tinker Federal Credit Union, out in Tinker. It's not Tinker, Oklahoma. It's
Oklahoma City.
No, it's not Oklahoma. Is this Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Tinker
Midwest
Air,
City, but we call it Oklahoma City. It's all good.
and you're next to Tinker Air Force Base, though.
Yes, sir.
That's where the name
Hence the
comes
name.
from. Yep. And
Hence the
so
name.
longtime supporters of Purple Heart Homes. In fact, probably one of the most amazing volunteers that in all of our 15 years of Purple Heart Homes that I've ever met. You want to talk about a trooper? How about getting bit by a rattlesnake while doing a project to serve a veteran and just keep on working?
That was Kevin?
No, it wasn't Kevin.
No,
It was.
no.
Lord, I've got a mind blank.
Was it Lisa?
Lisa
Lisa
Leeper.
Leeper got bit by a rattlesnake?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow,
I'm
that's
talking
that's
about
hard.
a trooper.
And just kept working.
Pulled the head off and ate it.
No, she did not. That is not true. That is not true. She was not in Special Forces. She wouldn't have done anything like that. So.
All right.
Wow, that's
Have to
incredible.
think twice about messing with her again.
I'm
Yeah, no
telling
kidding.
you. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, Kevin, great to have you on the show. Hey, do us a favor. Tell everybody a little bit about your background, where you're from, growing up, biography stuff, and your time in the military.
Sure. I grew up on a small farm town north of Kansas City called in Lawson, Missouri. And when I graduated, I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted to get as far away from there as I could. And
Mission success, yeah.
Yeah, joined. I served for 20 years. I was in. I deployed to Haiti in '94 as part of the Marines there, and then I was part of the Marine group, the 26th MU, that pulled the Americans out of Albania in '97, and then I did a couple missions in Cuba and then 3 tours in Iraq. So,
Wow.
And then after I got out of the Marine Corps, I contracted for a couple of years, and then decided to go back and get a degree in social psychology, and I began working with homeless veterans in Kansas City, getting them off the streets. And I'd walk in these homeless camps, and there'd be 5 veterans there, and I'd say to 3 of them, "I can help you," because I was working on a SSVF grant, but I can't help you other 2. And it didn't sit right with me. And I met some other veterans that were working in other nonprofits helping homeless veterans, and we decided to do something about it, and we started a Veterans Community Project, a group building tiny houses for homeless veterans in Kansas City, Missouri. And now they're spreading to other cities in the States. After founding that, I moved on to the VF Veterans of Foreign Wars Foundation, where I became the deputy director, but I mostly did corporate relations and fundraising for our programs to serve veterans. And then about a year and a half ago, my daughter lived in Oklahoma City. She's an EMT here, and she reached out to me, and I was decided it was time to get a little closer to her. So I moved to Oklahoma City last year, where I met Tinker Federal Credit Union, and they were looking for a foundation director. And I asked them if the foundation serves veterans and emergency responders, and they said it did. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me to step in, and they asked me to redefine the foundation, to expand their programs. They had they partnered with Purple Heart Homes to do veteran repair projects. They really liked that road, and so, but they knew they could do more, and they wanted to do more, and that's what they brought me in to do, was expand the programs that serve veterans here in Oklahoma.
That is really cool. I was wondering, you were behind the whole mission there in Kansas City, because my first introduction to like a veterans village was a video I saw about Kansas City, and to be able to, I didn't realize that was you when we connected, a month or so ago when you came here to Statesville. But I'm really glad to know that that you were involved with that, because that made a huge impact on me. Thinking about possibilities, and now some of the stuff that we're doing now with tiny houses, and of course you've seen what we're doing, and
I love it.
Yeah, man, and that is I'm glad you filled that context block for me, because that's really helpful, and to know that you've got that background and a heart for people, that's fantastic. So we're grateful.
Was that with in partnership with Tiny House Nation, or did they come along a little later?
We built the video you're talking about. That one video had like 40 million views. Yeah, Zach came down from Tiny House Nation.
That's right.
And we built a home, and we actually drove that home down to the Earth Day Festival in Dallas. And we were down there. Texas A&M, they have a construction school, a construction program in their school, and they had built a tiny house, and they gave it to us. And we ended up giving that tiny house away to a veteran that was in an agricultural nonprofit that lost their land, and he lost his home. And they got new land donated, and he was able to put that tiny house we built with Zach on that home.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
It's really
That's
cool.
awesome.
That is
It's
fantastic.
fantastic.
So tell us a little bit about Tinker Federal Credit Union and what it's like being a Marine and working for a Marine. Your CEO Dave's a Marine, and he's made the trip out here to North Carolina to see us as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's awesome, because we speak the same language, and I've never met an organization. Tinker Federal Credit Union, was started by federal employees working on the base, and now it's the biggest credit union in Oklahoma. And when I was hired and I came in, it's one of those culture things. But when you sit down and you talk, and Marines being Marines are like visualize and attack. So that's what we did. We sat down and we talked. And we got on the same page for what we wanted to do at the foundation, and I've been executing, and it's been wonderful. I have the full support, but Tinker Federal Credit Union, the employees are amazing. Just Oklahoma is amazing. The way they give to veterans and emergency responders. But with the Tinker Federal Credit Union, what I found is that as I've been engaging employees in the work of the foundation and what we're doing and exposing them to be able to do even more, I just can't believe it hurts. I mean, those projects that we funded with Purple Heart Homes were all donations by employees.
Yeah.
All donations by employees.
For sure. Hey, just to remind everybody, you're listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes, and we're joined by Kevin Jameson from Tinker Federal Credit Union in Oklahoma City. I had a chance to go out and visit and meet with Lisa and meet a couple of veterans that you guys helped us serve in their homes. There was one gentleman that was not only an Army veteran, but was like a 30-year police officer out there. And oh my heavens, what an incredible story. And just to be in his home, to hear him talk about how much it meant to him, that his community had pulled around him, was really cool. And Lisa was just amazing, man. She just loved people right where they were at. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to, I wanted to honor that and build on what that base that they had formed when I was establishing the foundation programs. And I met with different organizations, and we just kind of took a different approach. We're kind of combining like a social work approach with working with our clients. I'm finding that, a lot of the clients we have, they're facing some other issues. And, the biggest issue they face when it comes to their home is lack of understanding what's wrong. A lot of people aren't expert contractors. So what I've done is I've taken an approach. I've leaned on some companies that are, what they do is I come in and we go to the home, we meet the family, and we vet them out. Once we verify they're a veteran and some other things, then what we do is I bring one of my companies in, and they go through the home and tell the family everything that's wrong with it. And then what I do is I sit down and work with the families with the programs they qualify for, Purple Heart Homes, Habitat, those programs like that. And what we do is I refer them to the best one. And the reason why I went out there is because, I just believe in the mission of Purple Heart Homes so much, and what you do for veterans. You guys are the next level. You guys are, I hate to say it. Well, actually, I don't hate to say it. It's the truth. You guys are kind of you're the backstop for all these other programs. The hard cases that other people won't take on, you will. And you guys attack problems. You don't run from them. You attack problems, and that's what I like. I like working with the organizations that want to solve problems.
Sometimes we outrun our supply lines.
Yeah, that's for sure. that is for sure. So we got a break coming up here, and I just got a curious burning question as I teed up that last question about your CEO Dave being a Marine and you being a Marine. How is it that the Marines went in and took over Tinker Air Force Base? How is that received?
I have several jokes there. I could start with it was being defended by the Air Force, but
that's right. I mean, if you ask the Air Force to go secure a property, they're going to go write a 50-year lease. They're going to knock on the door. They're going to sign the contract. You ask the Army, they're going to
build a swimming pool first thing.
Oh, that's given. Yeah. You ask the Army, they're going to go string up some concertina wire. They're going to secure the outside of the perimeter with guards and guard towers and sandbags. You ask the Marines, they go kick in the door and shoot everybody inside and call back and say, well, our day's done.
Man, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Call the Army to come maintain it for them.
The Army, and the Army will have online training to do in the aftermath of it. So you have to turn your certificate in.
That's right. Well, you are listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. We've got today on the call with us special guest Kevin Jameson from Tinker Air Force Base at Tinker Federal Credit Union and their foundation, where they're out supporting veterans and in their community and doing some great things. And so stay tuned. In a moment, we're going to hear from Devil Dog Devin and Purple Heart Homes Project of the Week, and then we'll be back to Kevin to hear more about the work that he's doing there at Tinker Federal Credit Union.
That's fantastic. See you in 3.
There's more. Putting the pieces back together.
What? Oh, acronyms. Yeah, I was going to do like Chuck Woolery. Remember how he used to do on Love Connection? Where he would go, we'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. He would do that with his fingers every time. 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So
Interesting.
yeah, it was fantastic. Okay, so Kevin, give me your favorite.
It would seem so. Yes.
Marine Corps acronym.
My favorite Marine Corps acronym.
Yeah.
It's got to be FUBAR.
Yep, FUBAR.
FUBAR,
That's
yes.
right. Yep.
FUBAR.
FUBAR.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we can do that offline. Yeah, FCC won't bother us for that one while we're on Facebook. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to remember what we already did.
We did FUBAR. There's a whole show called FUBAR on Netflix. Stars Arnold Fothignugan.
Here's a Marine
That's
Corps.
true.
Here's a Marine Corps acronym for you. SACO.
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 What's that?
I don't know that.
Substance Abuse Control Officer.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's an actual thing?
It's an actual thing. It's for Marine
SACO.
It's
I'm
for
really
Marines
glad I
and-
don't know that one
and
too well.
Navy officers that eat too many crayons.
Oh God.
SACO.
Oh man.
Yeah,
What else you got
I'll
there?
tell you, that's one thing. There's no crayons around here. Speaker Federal Credit Union.
No, you can't have it. Yeah.
Dave and I ate them all.
Oh yeah, Joe, the show engineer wants to
Yeah,
to
go
run
ahead,
a
Joe.
test.
Run it.
Let's hear.
Sir, if you don't mind, if you could put it on speaker and have the phone at a frame, that would be a little better. But if it doesn't sound good, then you can go back to that. It's just a little easier to use those on social. It looks a little better.
All right.
Okay.
Does it still
There you
sound
go.
good?
Oh, yeah, man. We got you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. I'll keep the phone out of the frame. That good?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, can
That's
you hear
great.
us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay. Awesome. Perfect.
You need to send him some of them fancy Samsung headphones.
Well, yeah, we get him some Beats by Dre earbuds.
Oh, yeah,
That would be
yeah.
awesome.
I'm
So,
telling you, some of these acronyms in the S category for the Marines are.
did they just have them in the S category?
Oh
don't
no,
have
they
any
got
more?
every alphabet.
Oh.
I mean, it's amazing what they've got here. Let's see.
You guys still hear me well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I switched over to my car now.
Okay. All right.
I'm cooking for the Oklahoma City Police Department today.
Oh, no kidding.
We fully funded their wellness unit, their internal mental health initiative, and they invited me out. They invited TSDO, and we're cooking for the police department all day today. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's awesome.
That's awesome. Hey, how hot is it?
Yeah.
You guys are in the dome of fire out there. It's been warm out that way.
Yeah, let me see. I'll tell you what it is. It's 100 and let's see. It's 101 degrees.
Oh, good golly. It's going to be close to that here tomorrow.
Oh man,
Last
yeah.
night I went to Rick Springfield concert with my girlfriend, and it was 95 at 9:00 at night.
Well, I just want to back up. You went to a Rick Springfield
That's
concert.
awesome. Hey, please tell me your
Hey,
girlfriend had a boyfriend named Jesse and you took her.
Hey, I voluntarily suspended my man card for 30 days out of punishment. So
I don't know, man. I think if you go to a Rick Springfield concert, you get a man card.
Is
It's
that
issued
right?
at the door. Issued
Do you
at the
get
door.
Jesse's girl too?
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, that song defined my teenage years, man. I had a friend named Jesse, and he had a good-looking girlfriend. I was like, I'm doing it, man. I'm coming after her.
Does Jesse? More importantly, does Tammy know this?
Well, she does now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We
in
missed
other
Miss
news.
Giggles.
Miss Giggles having a tough day, man.
1 minute.
Miss Giggles lost her debit card.
Oh no.
And then she was carrying some stuff in from the grocery store and dropped it and busted some bottles. And she called me, and then she was trying to come pick me up from Veterans Treatment Court, and there was a tree down in the road. And she's like, it's just not my day. I felt so
Well,
bad
I just
for her.
want to call this out. We got quite a few these slogans coming in for Veterans Treatment Court. Got a Warriors Redemption Court. I think that's
Who are they
pretty
coming
cool.
in from?
Well, I can't give it away until we choose one.
Oh.
Speaking of, who's gonna be making those choices?
The Veterans Treatment Court team will be making that
30
choice.
seconds.
So whichever one they
Bridging
choose.
service to healing through justice.
I think you chat GPT'd that thing.
I didn't chat GPT.
He chat GPT. Joel did.
You know what? Knowing him, he might have chat GPT. To him and
probably did.
Sapala are
He
probably
chat GPT's
Yeah.
everything, man.
Yeah,
Joel
yeah,
Dalton,
yeah.
call him. I'm just going to rename him Joe Owl.
10 seconds, mic's off.
John Gallina and Brad Borders on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. You are listening to a great show here where Brad cannot stop laughing about Joe Al Dalton, and but we do have a very interesting and special guest, Maureen, on the line with us today, all the way from Oklahoma City and Tinker Federal Credit Union. And is it Tinker Federal Credit Union Foundation? Is that the official organization? And so we got Kevin on the call with us, and he's sharing a little bit about some of the work that they're doing, some of the great partnership and things that have happened there. And while we've been on the show, we've learned about Kevin's work in Kansas City with the Veterans Village. I think the whole world knows about it. It's one of the greatest veteran projects, housing projects in the country over the last 20 years. And so we're thankful of that. But we're going to take just a quick moment. We're going to hear from Devil Dog Devin. He's been out in Houston. He's been in Florida. He's been in, I don't know where else.
Boondoggles.
8 states and Puerto Rico this year.
Yeah, 8 states and Puerto Rico, making sure veterans are getting served. And so tell us the latest there, Devil Dog.
Well, this one isn't from my trip to Houston. This is this project.
What did you do in Houston?
It's top secret.
Okay. Drive on.
We went to the National Welding, excuse me, I think it's the National Welding Summit, and it was.
I think it was AKA Boondoggle, considering he don't even know the name of it.
Oh my gosh! Well, I've admitted several times I'm not very smart. Any other place would already acknowledge that and gotten rid of me, but they have a Help a Marine. I thought it was through that Help a Marine program. Isn't that was one of our programs at Purple Heart Homes? Speaking of helping veterans, we've got an airman out there in Connecticut, and so
out there in Connecticut. I love the way you put that. It's out there.
It'd be out there for Kevin, but it would be up there for you.
Right.
Well, it's north. I mean, cardinal direction north is up. How does that work?
Is cardinal direction? Where's cardinal direction out there?
Yeah,
that's like
out
yonder. Have you been hanging out with Matt Stevenson? Is that over yonder?
Yeah, out there.
I didn't say
Montana.
down the road a piece. At least I mean,
out there. It's like it's some wilderness area. It's out there. It's way out in the bush in Connecticut.
Hey, Connecticut's pretty far out there.
All right, John, on. You're doing great.
Anyways, hey, so we've got Airman Allen out there in Connecticut. I said it again. And he had a leak in his home, mold. It was terrible. And so great thing about state Connecticut is they have this good program comes in there. They will rip out, I cannot say the word. They'll remove all the bad stuff. Remediate. Thank you.
Mold remediation.
Mold remediation, absolutely.
Okay.
They'll take it all out. But unfortunately, one thing they don't do.
Put it all back.
That's right.
Oh
my gosh. So it's like a lot of government programs. They do about half the work, and then somebody else needs to come in and finish the job. And that's where Purple Heart Homes come in. They tagged. He contacted us and said, hey, I really appreciate what the state of Connecticut did for us to clean up our house, but we don't have no drywall.
Yeah. Who was the project manager on that?
This is Karen Fisher's project.
Ooh, Karen Fisher.
Karen, she did such a good job. She got this man new drywall, new insulation. They cleaned the carpets for him, repainted everything. And so while this project, it might not be our biggest project, it matters a lot to this veteran.
Sure.
Because living in a home without any walls, it's not like you're living in a home at all. And so they took it back from bare bones back to a livable space.
That's
and
awesome.
so that's just an awesome thing that we were able to do in conjunction with. I was making fun of the state of Connecticut, but in all honesty, it's a great program where they take care of something that needs to be taken care of, making sure that folks are healthy, but they don't have the funds to do all the work. So that's why we need great programs like Purple Heart Homes. And if you want to help a veteran with critical home repairs, you just go to phhusa.org or can contact us on Facebook and listen to us on Spotify and all those places where you get your podcasts so we can continue doing this.
Some great work you're doing there, Devin, and really appreciate all the project managers. And, as Devin's pointed out, if you want to get involved, whether that's to become a chapter, whether that's to become a Hearts of Honor member and make a monthly contribution, or whether that's to supply a product. National Gypsum is one of our national partners, and they provide most of our drywall for a lot of those projects that were just mentioned. And so if you want to get involved, there's always a way to do that. And so we appreciate those that step up to the plate. Makes a difference.
Agreed. Hearts of Honor, our monthly giving program's undergoing some changes. And so there's going to be some new and exciting things coming out about that. Our most competent, Ashley Spees, is leading that effort to reformulate Hearts of Honor, so it's more meaningful for the folks that contribute to that. So we're really grateful.
Helps keep them stay connected and know the impact that they're making day to day.
Cool.
So let's get back to our guest, Kevin, and I'd like to hear a little bit about some of the work and some of the meaningful work that he's been a part of. And Kevin, maybe you just share, a little bit with us about a veteran or a project that's really touched your heart that you've been a part of.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the first thing that happened when I took the position as director was I connected with you guys on the Scholars Project in Tulsa, and we were part of 30 organizations that came together to do that veterans home, and that's when I saw the power of Purple Heart Homes, the power of transformation, and I went out there and met him, and he was a Marine, so he didn't have any crayons in his house. But the gentleman was living in a shack. I mean, literally a shack where wind was blowing through the walls. And when the flood came in, it just made the home unlivable. And to see the way that you led that, and the project was done, and it was coordinated, I was in awe. I was like, I need to get my stuff together because I need to step up to be a part of this because this is huge. And meeting Mr. Stollers and sorry if I'm not supposed to say names, I apologize.
Yeah, you're fine. No,
meeting
you're good.
the family, meeting the family and just, he couldn't talk. He cried, and then I was a mess. Everybody was a mess, and he couldn't even stand up when he walked in the home. It leveled him so bad he had to sit down, and him and his wife just held each other and cried. And that's transformational, and that's treating a human with dignity and respect, and that's what I'm all about.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter, if a veteran needs help, let's be there. Let's rally and get there.
It's interesting about Curtis that when the flood happened, he stayed behind to ensure.
Exactly.
He stayed behind to make sure his neighbor's property wasn't destroyed, as if he could do something because he was an older gentleman. But that was it. He just took it on as a mission, and luckily his house was up a little higher, and it didn't completely take it away downstream.
There were other houses that was washed away.
Gone, right?
Yeah.
And he stayed behind while everybody evacuated to ensure that people didn't loot and steal, and and so what a great American. It was an honor to be able to help.
It's interesting. We got another project like that right now out in Montana that we're working on, where the floods in Montana, I guess a year and a half ago or so, his home, same thing. River jumped the banks, washed his house completely away.
Wow.
And so you just never know. Yeah. That's a great story and a great memory, Kevin, and just so thankful for everybody's support. And thanks for the kind words about the team. They're great at organizing, but every one of them would say that without the partners, without the contributions from the donors, the work would just not be possible. We can't do it all on our own.
True. Yeah.
And that's And that's the truth. And, I witnessed your work. So if there's any doubters listening right now, don't doubt.
Yep.
I witnessed this Purple Heart Homes in action. They're awesome.
All right, Kevin, we're going to jump to break, and we're going to listen to our amazing sponsors for the next couple minutes. And we're really grateful you listen to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. And we're joined by Kevin Jamison from Tinker Federal Credit Union. And so we'll be back here in just a few minutes to finish up the show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Putting the pieces back together.
All right, this is a question from the Marine Corps Handbook to see if our two Marines know this acronym.
Oh my.
EGA.
Oh yeah.
What is that? EGA.
Do you want to answer or you want me to?
Go ahead.
That's the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor.
Oh my God! I am so impressed. I am.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh! When I was little, G.I. Joe Gun Ho had that tattooed across his chest, and I always thought when I joined the Marine Corps, I'm gonna get the Gun Ho tattoo there.
Did you?
Well, I guess you're just gonna have to invite me swimming.
You keep your shirt. Keep your shirt on. Keep your shirt on. Keep your shirt on.
Do it now.
Yep. Yep. All right. Let's see if we can come up with another one. What's gaff off?
Gaff off.
Yeah, to blow something off.
To disregard or ignore a person or order. Yeah.
I'm just gaffing off that thing.
It's usually denotes insubordination.
No, right.
I was thinking,
well,
it's like
Devin
that's not an
exemplifies that on a daily basis.
Sometimes I do gaff off. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's almost unchargeable insubordination.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Unchargeable.
Okay. All right. Do you know Devin is going to ride next week? We're going to film him riding a bicycle that has a giant front wheel. You know the one
Why are you
about?
ruining the surprise?
They have a special name for it. No, it's gonna be great. So they have one at First Flight Bikes, and we're gonna do some filming for Take That Hill. And I'm gonna have Devin riding down by the fire department.
I hear those things are about as hard to ride as unicycles.
That's exactly why I want him
gosh.
riding it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're gonna put a helmet on you.
He was trying to get me to wear the little silkies.
No, I'm not trying. You are.
I'm going to wear the silkies.
Yeah, you're going to wear Ranger panties while you do it. It's going to be fantastic.
All right, so one more acronym. How about goat rope?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
This whole damn thing's a goat rope.
That's no, we're not. We're still on Facebook.
Thank God we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's usually how that goes. That word is synonymous. The whole dang thing is a goat rope. You usually say that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of artistic talent. And, when I was in Haiti,
we're going back live.
Oh, okay.
30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds.
You can Brad, just keep talking. He'll shut your mic off.
Yeah, they were trying to get me to draw a T-shirt, and so I drew. I drew the battalion commander roping a goat, and I did not. It did not turn out favorably.
That's awesome.
What was that previous one about insubordination?
10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
873-1400. It's Putting the Pieces Back Together on WSIC.
Welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together with your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders.
Whoa, and he is a broadcast professional.
I'm gonna tell you what, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
man, we're gonna sign you up.
What
for
about
this
our
thing.
special guest?
Oh my gosh, we have our special guest from Tinker Federal Credit Union, and he is a fellow Marine. And I'm
say that
so
with
glad.
such glee in your heart.
Well, of course there's glee in my heart.
He considers it backup even if it's on Zoom.
That's right.
I mean, we don't get a lot of Marines on here. Actually, we do. We get
a lot. Way too many. We're only authorized 2.
You know, we actually serve about 65% of the veterans we serve have been Marines.
Is that right?
What is that saying?
They need a lot of help.
Well, you know, they go in there and they get messed up a little faster. We do need a lot of help. I'm sorry.
Hey, Kevin, thanks again for being on, man. Tell us, you got a funny story from your time in service?
Do I have a funny? Yeah, I totally do. You want to hear it?
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
absolutely.
All right. So it was in Albania in '97, and we had just landed, and I'll make this short as possible. And I was put on gear watch, and I was just sitting out there guarding the gear. And then I came back in, and the guardy was like, go to bed, get some sleep. Went and got some sleep. I woke up. Nobody tells me anything. They're like, hey, I'm gonna go shower, shave, get ready, right? So I go in there. I use the head, and then I flush the toilet. I brush my teeth, and then I walk in the room to get dressed. And then all of a sudden, I hear and I'm in the headquarters. I was in Intel, and I hear the colonel from the operations room screaming, and it turns out that nobody had told me fill my canteen with the water that was coming out of the faucet, so I drank it all, which gave me some stomach issues. And the toilet was broke. Nobody told me not to flush it, and I did. And the water was dripping through the chandelier on the operation. He was screaming. And he's like, "John Watt, get out of here."
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's always those stories it wasn't, it's one of those ones that wasn't funny at the time, but years later, it was incredibly funny.
How can I tell you something? I thought it was hilarious at the time. The colonel didn't see the humor. I did.
Right. I bet he does now. I bet he does now. He's probably sitting around some table somewhere. Man, you never believe. When we were in Albania in '98, you won't believe what this Marine did.
Does he know it was you? Like, did he immediately know?
Oh yeah, I was. Oh yeah, I was stone cold busted. I was offered up as a sacrificial lamb immediately.
I did a terrible thing one time.
Lucky for me, I was good at my job.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I did a terrible thing one time, but I didn't do it to anybody else. But I was in a field environment and I accidentally brushed my teeth with hemorrhoid cream.
Oh God. Oh no.
And
that's not even funny.
Let me just tell you, it does not taste like toothpaste.
Oh,
how long did it take you to realize?
About 1 second.
No inflammation there, right?
No, everything was nice and constricted in there. So.
Oh man, so you took care of all that those gums swelling up on you?
There's no gum swelling that day.
Well,
yeah, right. It was horrifying, actually. Yeah, it was in a field environment too, and so I was spitting a lot.
Oh gosh. They just thought Chaplain's got a big old dip in.
Everybody's going. Hey, Kevin, tell me about the best leader you ever met in the Marine Corps.
The what?
The best leader that you ever met in the Marine Corps. You had the privilege of serving with.
Oh gosh, let's see. The best leader I ever had the privilege of serving with in the Marine Corps was my first platoon sergeant, Sergeant Leroy Strong, who ended up, I think he was a runner-up or drill instructor of the year for the Marine Corps after he left us. But when my first duty station, I was stationed in Misawa, Japan. There was only 100 Marines on this tiny Air Force base. And it was a small intel site. And we had this platoon sergeant whose dad was a retired sergeant major from the Marine Corps, and he was hell-bound and determined to get to the drill field, and we were his practice squad. And it was like every day was like another day in boot camp. But if there was one person that needed that, it was me. He got the punk out of me, but he gave me the basics that guided me hell for the rest of my life, man. He taught me how to be a man, how to stand for something, how to do something with meaning, and how to attack and never give up and be relentless. And he was a great man. So he's still out there. He's contracting somewhere. Good man, but I owe that man a lot in my life.
Well, Kevin, as you reflect back about that, how is that informing where you're taking the Tinker Federal Credit Union Foundation, and what are your plans and goals for the foundation? Where are you guys headed?
We're headed to be the line in the sand for veterans. Veterans fall through the cracks, or veterans wait too long to ask for assistance, and we want to be there to be that line in the sand and help them. And we're working with nonprofits to serve veterans and helping lift them up, either through grants or through assistance or through connections. I'm working with anybody that serves low-income veterans. I heard you talking about treatment court earlier. We paid for the coins for the Oklahoma City Vet Treatment Court because we believe that, recovery, a lot of places don't offer paths to redemption.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
very
what vet
true.
treatment.
That's the slogan.
That's what veteran treatment course is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I just believe in it. So, and when they asked for it, I was like, that's a no-brainer because you guys, but we know what coins mean to our culture. So, it was important. But we've also, I've done some work on some shelters that serve veterans here, but we're just attacking for veteran issues. We want to work on the problems that veterans in Oklahoma are facing. We want to understand them, and then we want to beat them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be announcing this soon, but I'm establishing a grant to help homeless veterans open bank accounts so they can get their benefits established and get off the street.
That's
and
absolutely
they can open a bank account. Yeah, and it's something that's needed. I didn't know this. I found out last week the VA has a veterans banking program, and this is my first time dealing with a financial institution and a wonderful credit union like Tinker Federal Credit Union. I don't think I could work anywhere else now because I'm supported, and they care, and they drive toward everything. They want to help veterans, they want to help their members, and they want to serve. And it's that mindset of service. You can't get that in a lot of places, and they've got it at Tinker Federal Credit Union, and that's why I'm there.
Tell me about you mentioned something there that was interesting to me. The VA banking program. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. It's education for veterans on banking products and information about investing. You can go online. If I have a link, I'll go back and find it and send it to you when I get off here. But she spoke. I was at the Defense Credit Union Council conference a couple weeks ago in Colorado, and she spoke. And ironically, she brought up the need for bank accounts for homeless veterans because they can't get their benefits. And so I met with her afterwards and told her what I was doing, and she was extremely supportive. And I'm hoping that we, through what we're doing, if we're doing something, I hope people copy it if it works. If it works and it's helping.
You mentioned the Defense Credit Union National Organization, DCUC.
Yeah.
And so Tony Hernandez, president of DCUC, is going to be one of our upcoming show guests. We just spoke with him here a couple days ago, and one of the things that I find interesting about the association, and it's a group of, what is it, Kevin? Maybe about 100 different credit unions that are associated in some way with defense, American, defense.
Right.
And so you got
bases and things like that.
Right, from the Hawaii Schofield Barracks credit union that's out there to all the way up to Pentagon Federal and so many other organizations, and all of them have this amazing culture, just like what Kevin described about Tinker, that they are willing to support not only their members but the community at large and the veteran community, and they just have this amazing a way of treating their employees and supporting different initiatives that employees have. And I've been thoroughly impressed over the years working with DCUC and seeing just how they do that. I know John Broda, CEO of Armed Forces Financial Network, is a big supporter and member of DCUC. He's going to be on the show here in a couple of weeks. And so just some really amazing and great people that are out there. And just give a shout out to all of them. Love what our credit unions are doing day to day in every community, not only supporting their members, but supporting the community at large.
Hey, Kevin, we're coming up on the end of the show, and we want to give you the last word. Anything you want to tell the community at large about how they can get involved with making sure veterans are cared for?
Well, yes. The first thing I tell everybody is I kind of live by a motto: you do what you can when you can.
Yeah.
And just try to be there. But in your community, if you know a veteran that needs help, you can. There's major organizations to go to, but if you know a veteran that needs home repair, you get them into Purple Heart Homes. They serve them.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah. Please make sure to tell Dave we all said hello, and hope to see you guys real soon. We're going to have to get a trip out there and come see that snake eater.
Absolutely. Well, hey, next week Next week we got a great show. We got Rocky Lynn going to be on the show next week, so that is going to be super
He
exciting.
going to pick us a tune?
I hope so, man.
Do I get to sing with
I'm going to
you?
tell you what, this Rocky Lynn, Kevin, no
legend, man.
offense, you're a great Marine, but Rocky may be the largest and biggest celebrity we've ever had.
know,
He's got
man.
a movie getting ready to premiere right here in Statesville, North
Documentary
Carolina.
about
Oh,
his
yeah.
life. It's an incredible story, and so you're going to want
Amazing.
to tune into that. So,
That's exciting.
Kevin, thank you so much. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.
The new 105.
Kevin, thank you, brother. Great show, my friend.